Hi there, December 16th, 2023, Lou and Bob, Old Guy's Garage. This is the start of part 19, segment 1. We're going to unbolt the front end and we're going to take some measurements and try to determine where this great discrepancy is from. So, having said that, we're going to unbolt the front sides to see if there's 4.5 movement. We know already that we have to... Oh, shit. Hold off a second. Hang on. Anyway, we have to see if there's squeeze movement, which we know there is, if there's 4.5 movement, which we don't know. Be back after we pause. Okay, the left side fender has been unbolted from the body. And it's resting in its normal position. It is a little bit back here, not that much. So in fact, if I push that back to alignment, you can see that that close part does not move anything, if at all, to the front. So it's not the bolting of the left fender that's making that skew up here. So I'm going to pause and we're going to undo the right fender and repeat the process. Be back in a bit. Okay, we're back. The right fender is now unattached from the body, as is the left fender. You can see that this is about lined up, and it's interesting now that neither fender is attached. Of course, the front end has moved back, but
yeah, but this far, this is out getting more, and now it's even here and more in this way.
But that's the other way, right?
No, because if it was hooked right, this would be lined up. What you lost here, putting down the ground, this one in there and this one further out.
All right, back. The front end's been removed. The hood is placed in a position. The front end is not stressed at this point. Sitting free, and notice that the hood doesn't fit. This doesn't fit because this is wrong here. This doesn't go down and close in here. And this side is a little bit better, but in this position, this is still cocked off to the left counterclockwise, not lining up with that. But this can't go down here, so it's not a good fit for the hood to the front end. All right, we're back. We've taken a bunch of measurements and dropped an eyeball vertical from this surface here down, and if you look down there you can see that yellow mark, which is where it appears to line up within a vertical plane. Did the same thing on the other side. Vertical plane, there's the yellow mark, and notice that the yellow mark seems to be further to the rear than the other side, which accounts for the same direction for the twist and everything. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bolt the front end back on the hinge pins, and then we're going to try to move both sides back and forth and clamp them to where the front looks aligned better, and then see how much of a difference we have. And basically, if that works out, what could be done is this stuff could be sanded and filled with fiberglass, since the front end is intended to be bolted together completely anyway. And that would be the correction for the side to side to make the front end square up on the radiator, which we know to be square to the frame. All right, be back in a while. All right, we're back to part 19, segment 1. I think we're going to call this a wrap 2. All right, so here's where we're at. We've tried a bunch of different configurations. We've actually got the left and right fender bolted to the body. And what we've done is we've actually disconnected the hinge pins and raised the nose of the fender up to put less stress on everything. Now what that did, as you can see, this is still cocked off. Hard to tell, but it's not quite as much. In any event, after checking, you can see the level shows it's still got a nose down attitude, which we need. We're going to go ahead, and Lou is going to take, let's see if I can get underneath there. Lou is going to take those frame brackets. You can see the difference between where the hinge pins are now and where they were. They were matched up, the holes are misaligned. He's going to redo those frame brackets to pick up and catch the hinge pins in their current location, which has changed from where we were originally. And then we're going to bolt it in, leave it there for now, while we work on plan B. I guess plan A would be that if we stayed with this, we would somehow have to redo this to straighten it out up here. Either add here or subtract there or something to do it with fiberglass.
Have to add all in here.
And then fiberglass in the bad sections, the misalignment caps.
Yeah, all that's got to be
over there. Now that's plan A. Plan B is Lou has located fenders, steel fenders stock, and a stock grill with insert. And we're discussing with that source right now whether we want to buy those items and then try going to a steel front end on the car instead of this. The fiberglass having been cast all as one piece doesn't give you any fudging room. It's all cast, and when it twists, we think that it's somehow going to come out of the mold. Maybe it got twisted somewhat because it's just not lining up as it should. And earlier you saw the hood doesn't line up on it when it's on the ground and unstressed. So,
I wonder how the hood fits now.
I
don't know.
No. Oh, it didn't fit. It didn't fit particularly at this point over here. This was too much material. No. What I could see later is taking the hood and cutting these side panels off, cutting down that seam line right there, and then seeing how the hood fits, and then modifying the hood front edge, probably, if necessary, to fit to this grill. That would give us use of the fiberglass top. But obviously this has to be worked if we stay with the fiberglass front end. Okay, so that's about it, huh, Lou? No? Any thoughts? Other than disgusting. Oh,
Yeah,
love this fiberglass body. Alrighty, so let's see what we're waiting on pictures of the.
what the front fenders look like.
Yeah, I want the front fenders look like, and he probably doesn't have the fender wells, but we could
He
either.
didn't have the inners.
Yeah, the inner fender well part, the part that goes down in here, right there. But we could make those with sheet metal, or we could try to get them elsewhere. Maybe go back to Barbara on Smash Palace, see what she has. All right, I'm going to end this here. I'm getting tired. I got to go drink the rest of my beer. And it's Coors. It's not Budweiser.
Right, we're
still boycotting
still
Budweiser.
boycotting Bud Light.
Yeah, well, all Bud, right?
Right. No, I drink Bud, but
Drink a
Bud
regular.
Light we gotta.
Okay, all right. Thank you all for bearing with us during these troublesome times called Fiberglass Blues.
Yeah.
Anyway, Take care, everybody. I'll catch you later. Goodbye. Okay, camera on. It's December 24th, Christmas Eve, 2023. This is Bob and Lou of the Anglia Street Rod build, and this is part 19, segment 2, which will be a wrap, and I'll publish later today up on YouTube. Okay, the latest thing is, good news, we've received the steel trunk lid, which is pretty good. The source unit, what they do is they make a new skin
On the outer.
on the outer and they replace it to the inner, so that's really great. However,
Never fails.
yeah, however, the next problem is there and there are too close and the trunk doesn't quite fit all the way in. So we're going to have to change the gas tank, unfortunately. The gas tank is pretty much tied up to the battery, and even if the battery was moved and stuff, there's no room to move it back and get clearance. So we're going to have to change the gas tank. And one thing, it's another. And on the other news, nothing fresh here. The last segment we covered bolting the front end on and trying to make checks and so on. And we're pretty much decided to go with plan B, which is to get the
Steel fenders.
steel fenders and grill,
Yeah, I think so.
which is another. Thankfully, they're available from the same source as what the trunk lid is. And we'll see. Anyway, Christmas Eve today.
Huh?
Christmas Eve today.
Yeah, today's Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. Yeah, I got to remember to call my son and wish him a happy birthday on the West Coast.
Yeah, yesterday was my daughter's birthday, 23rd.
So, that about does it. So, hang on, Lou. Okay, turning the camera around, we're going to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the Two Old Guys Garage. We'll see you next year with part 20. Thank you all for watching and your comments and so on and so forth. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.